When we fail, or we're knocked down, or we suffer losses, it feels bad. And if we let it, the setback can cause us to spiral down into depression, to not want to get out of bed, to give up and never want to try again. And we know other people have overcome adversity and then triumphed. Other people have failed before they succeeded. Other people have suffered losses and went on to have a happy life. But how? What do they have that some of us don't seem to have? They're resilient. Resilience is the ability to bounce back quickly from setbacks and to keep engaging with the world and moving forward. The good news is that resilience can be learned. You can learn to deal with adversity and bounce back from it. Resilience isn't one skill, it's a set of skills. It includes the abilities to grieve what needs grieving, question negative thinking, learn from adversity and mistakes and see the value in taking risks, find purpose in our adversity, see the opportunities arising, and talk about it and get support. Let's start with skill number 1. Grieve what needs grieving. When I say we bounce back and continue engaging with the world, I don't mean that we stuff our feelings. If you try to ignore a major loss, whether it's a death or a breakup or a job loss, if you try to ignore the loss, you're going to make yourself stuck. And you'll stay stuck and unable to grow until you've dealt with your feelings. So you have to allow the grief to happen. Skill number 2. Question negative thinking. When bad stuff happens to us, we have a tendency to make meaning out of it, and usually those meanings are negative. Oh, I'm a bad person. I'm a screw-up. I can't do anything right. I'm unlovable. These stories are just bad stories, and they need to be questioned. Does this really mean I'm a bad person? What else could be true in this situation? Maybe it was just a thing that happens to people. Maybe it has nothing to do with me. If it helps, make up a better story. Skill number 3. Learn from adversity and mistakes and see the value in taking risks. When you learned to walk as a toddler, you fell down a lot, and you got back up. The thing is, it was in the falling down that you learned to walk. Falling down was essential to the learning. When you learned to ride a bike, learn to play an instrument, learn to play a video game, in all of it, you sucked at it when you started. But you practiced and failed and learned from your mistakes, and then you got better. Anytime you get knocked down is a learning opportunity. You may not know what you're learning right away, but if you keep paying attention, you'll find that you learned something. Now, if you got hurt falling down, you might not want to try again. And there may be times when getting hurt is telling you that you should quit, like, I'm not ever going to be a major league basketball player, so I wouldn't expect to fail at open tryouts. But in most cases, the hurt should not be an excuse to give up. I'm riding a bike. I turn the handlebars. I fall over and hurt myself. What did I do wrong? I forgot to lean into the turn. I won't make that mistake again. Pain is a good teacher, but you have to get back on the bike. Skill number 4. Find purpose in our adversity. This one usually applies to traumatic events, so it's not an everyday skill, but consider Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Who founded this nonprofit? Mothers who lost their kids. It's a horrible, horrible thing to lose your child. These mothers said, I don't want other parents to lose their kids. Let's do something about it. The worst thing that ever happened to them became a lifelong purpose. They turned a tragedy into a way for them to make meaning in the world, to help other people. Skill number 5. See the opportunities arising. When I'm not producing these videos, I'm running a successful accounting business. Want to know how I got started? I got fired from an accounting firm. It sucked to be fired. But the day after I got fired, I thought, I can offer the same services for a lot less money because I don't have any overhead. So I did. And it took time to build it up into a successful business, but I did it. Getting fired was really a tremendous gift. It was the best thing that could have happened to me. So when you suffer a setback, get curious and look around. Is there an opportunity here? What door is that opening that I hadn't considered before? Skill number 6. Talk about it and get support. A mistake a lot of men in our culture make is to think we have to go it alone. That to ask for help or to show vulnerability is some kind of weakness. It's not. Vulnerability is a strength. Asking for help is a strength. When you're hurt, it can really help to talk about it with someone who listens well. Maybe it's a good friend or a support group. You need to be able to tell your story and to feel heard. And other people can offer perspective that you can't see. Maybe a different way of looking at what happened. Maybe they can see what you're learning when you can't because you're too close to it. Or maybe they can see an opportunity you haven't seen yet. So be willing to get support. When you're done watching this video, my invitation is to look at a setback that happened in your past, but not less than 2 years ago. Ask yourself, what were the gifts I received from that setback? What did I learn? How did I grow? What wonderful things came into my life that would not have showed up if not for that setback? And then look at a second setback and ask those questions again. This is an important exercise because if you want to be resilient in the future, you need to start building those skills now and to see that your setbacks are not the end of the world. If you suffer a setback in the future, when you do, remember to practice these skills. Grieve what needs grieving. Question negative thinking. Learn from adversity and mistakes and see the value in taking risks. Find purpose in your adversity. See the opportunities arising. And talk about it and get support. And consider watching this video again. If you like this video, give it a like. Consider subscribing to this channel for more happiness tips and ring the bell for notifications. Comments are always welcome. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!